this is Cat's Diamond Painting. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've joined me here before. I'm here today to do a kitting up of my first project from Munimade. This is a diamond painting called Nightfall, and I bought this last summer. I had an unboxing video for it in, I believe, around September, if you're interested. So do check that out if you want to look at it more, because I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail about the actual kit today. Partly because I don't have very long. I only have an hour at most before I have to go pick my son up from school. So I'll see how I get on and just try not to get distracted. But yeah. Okay, so first of all, let me get things out. So I always pack my kits away pretty much exactly as they come. So this is how it came. I even tied up the ribbon again, although not very well. And look, there is the artwork. As you can see, it's a round kit and it's 60 by 75 centimeters. And the reason I picked this one out to do, other than the fact I just absolutely love the artwork and I've been looking forward to doing it, is that I realized I've done a lot of diamond paintings from Diamond Art Club in particular, a couple from Diamond Art Studio, and not a lot of other variety this year. So I thought it would be good to work on something else. So I'll give you a super quick close-up view of the canvas just so you can see. But yeah, it is stunning. And I wanted to find this because I have got stickers in here. So how do those come? That's one long strip, right? Yeah. Okay, so let me put the actual canvas to the side. And I'm hoping that this will be fairly quick and easy to kit up. I haven't dealt with Munimade stickers before, so I will put washi tape on my containers in case it's, you know, the kind of super sticky stuff that doesn't come off very easily. And I'm going to cut this in half so I can keep the image. It's very roly-poly. Right. There we are. So I'll try and flatten that out in a bit. And then I'd forgotten this, but this is really cool. So I will personally use the whole stickers just because I like to keep all the information. But look, there's individual stickers as well. It's really cool. If you've got small storage pots or that's all you want, I think that's a cool touch. So I'm going to use this storage case, which is from Art Dot. It's a 120 storage bottle case. I've actually got another kit kitted up in the bottom, which is a mystery kit. So I won't say any more about what it is, in fact, because that gives away some colours. But yeah, I'm just going to use the top layer because that is all I need. I have got 51 colours. So let me get on with some washi tape on here. Hi, Harry. If you hear random clattering in the background, it's almost certainly Harry, who likes to yo-yo in and out of the cat door. But then that's good, because then I know that he is around and safe. But yeah, he likes to make an entrance. He's unimpressed today because it's a little bit rainy. It's not actually too bad, but yeah. He likes to come in. In fact, earlier on I thought, oh, I haven't seen him for a while. So I checked on his GPS collar to find out where he was. And it turned out he was in the house. And he was just sort of sulkily napping on the landing upstairs, using a box that had been left there as a pillow. And just like, I mean, there's a whole house full of sofas and beds and comfy spaces, Harry. Why are you lying on the hard floor with a box for a pillow if you're not trying to, you know, make some kind of protest? And the weather isn't going to listen, so, you know, good luck with that. Hopefully the sound will be okay on this video. I have been having some sound issues recently, as you may or may not know if you've been following. I tried some things last time and that did improve matters, but then there was a little bit I wasn't happy with, so I've tweaked things again, and I'm hoping it will be better, because I personally find it really important if the sound is good quality on a video I'm watching, so I would be very understanding of anyone who found it irritating when mine wasn't great. Hopefully it's all right now. What's everyone up to at the moment? Anyone got anything interesting going on? or any questions for me or anything like that you want to pop in the comments. I do love to hear from all of you. I recognise lots of names of regular commenters at this point, and just really appreciate hearing from you all. So I think I'm going to just time-lapse the rest of this because this is a bit boring, and then I will come back to you when I start actually kitting up. Okay, I'm coming back to you at this point. If my maths is right, I've done 51 of them. I ran out of one washi tape halfway through, so I had to use another one. Yeah, I'm conscious that I don't have very much time, so I thought I would start chatting to you while I add the sticky labels on and go from here. So, yes, it's the 29th of February as I'm filming this. Leap day. And it's been an interesting month, February. There's been a lot going on. Some family stuff that I won't get into because it's my husband's side of the family and not really my place. The shop has been mega busy. I'll probably get onto that in a bit. So I've been working a lot. And yeah, there's been some weird things happening, to be honest. So there's this thing I'm going to talk about, and I want to be really, really careful how I do it because I thought I wanted to share this story as an interesting and, you know, not ideal thing that happened to me. And those are the kinds of things that I like to share with you. But I also really don't want this story to identify the other shop that I'm talking about. So I'm going to pick my words carefully, and yeah, if for some reason you do know who I'm talking about, please do not be, you know, putting any hate on this person, because in the grand scheme of things, it is not a big deal. So that said, which makes it sound probably far bigger than it is. Yeah, earlier this month, I discovered that I was being plagiarized, which was interesting. So, there was a comment in my Facebook group where someone had posted a picture of a pack of putty that I didn't recognise from another small shop. Now, I have absolutely zero issue with other shops that sell putty. Like, there's loads of us. I certainly wasn't the first. I wasn't even the first in the UK. So, you know, it's nothing to do with that. But, you know, as a small shop owner and just a person with a general sense of curiosity, you know, it's interesting to me to know who else is out there and what they're doing. And someone had posted a picture that had this pack of putty that I didn't recognise the branding of. So I went looking. And I found that shop, and I was looking around their website, which looked great. And then I found the putty listing, and I was reading the description, and I was thinking, this sounds familiar. This sounds really familiar. And I actually had to go and check, because I was like, am I going mad? Is it just that there's, you know, only so many ways to describe putty? But no, the description of this person's putty was lifted entirely off my Etsy shop. I've forgotten to get a tray to kit up into. Hang on. Hold that thought. When I say lifted, I mean like literally copied and pasted. The only bit that was different, let me get into this a moment with all the rustling. These in order? Yeah, these are my first few. So the only bit that was different was actually a description of diamond painting samples, because I had recently changed how I described my diamond painting samples, and this person had clearly taken the text before I had made that change. So their text matched my old text. I'm pretty sure, you know, I hadn't kept it. And then underneath it, it was all just, you know, it was me describing my putty. Just checking if I have a bag for ones that don't all fit, and I don't. I'm not very organised today. I'll have to just put those to the side for now. Yeah, and I thought, okay, I'm not sure I'm very comfortable with that. There's two things that really sprung to mind. One was quite simply that was my work, and you know, it's not a huge thing, but I do put a lot of time and effort into how I describe things, how I word things, how I describe my products to my customers. You know, that's not something that I just knock up in 2 minutes. I put a lot of time and thought and effort into it. So there was that aspect of it, but there was also the aspect where, like, every putty works slightly differently and suits different things. And for example, in my putty text, I say things like, it generally works well on ABs for most people. Well, a lot of putties don't. And of course, this person's putty was saying, this person's description was now saying theirs did. And it's like, well, does it really? Or is that just because they've blindly copied what I said? And all of that kind of thing. And I think that customers deserve to buy a product where the person who made the product and understands it best has actually explained their specific product. Yeah, so I was a little bit miffed, and I chatted to some friends and was like, you know, what should I do? And in the end, I sent a message via that person's website to clarify, they're not another seller on Etsy as far as I'm aware. They have a website. There's lots of people out there like that fit that boat. There are lots of us selling putty in the UK, so hopefully that does not narrow it down enough for you to know who I'm talking about, because my goal is not to publicly call this person out now that it's fixed. So I sent off a message, but I didn't hear back. But then I thought, you know, sometimes those website contact forms are a bit buggy, aren't they? So I went on their website again and found an actual email address, and I emailed that. But I still didn't hear back. And some other stuff did happen at this point, which I'm not going to get into because I think it makes this person a bit too identifiable. But other things did happen that kind of made the situation a bit worse in terms of what had been copied. And I was getting a little fed up, and I'd sort of said in my email, look, I don't think that this is on. I would prefer that you didn't use my text. I think that your customers deserve to have text that you have written yourself that describes your specific product. And you know, if you don't change it, I don't want to have to say anything publicly, but I'll probably have to. And I suppose I was thinking, you know, I really wasn't comfortable with it, but I was thinking, well, if they hadn't changed it, that you would have deserved to know, if that makes sense. So I had sort of said, you know, can you edit it by Friday? Because I think I found it on the Sunday, so I wanted to give them plenty of time. And I didn't hear anything. And I was like, oh, what am I actually going to do? I'm really uncomfortable with the idea of actually publicly calling this person out. But equally, I want to do the right thing, and I think that that's the right thing. Eventually, I found another way to contact them. I basically found this person's profile on Facebook and sent a message. And within a day or so of that, the listing on their website for putty was taken down. And then in another day or two, it went back up with edited text. She never replied to me. She never said, you know, my bad, apologies or anything like that. But, you know, each to their own. She did edit the text. And what she has got now, I mean, it still definitely uses elements from my original text, but it's better than it was. And it no longer looks like it was written just by me. So I've let that one go at this point, other than, I guess, mentioning it now. But that's, like I say, like I'm chatting away and I'm thinking, am I actually going to post this? Because I'm not terribly comfortable talking about the situation. But equally, you know, it's what's been going on. So yeah, there was that. And that was not great. So that was one part of my month. And then what else has been going on? A lot of cat sitting requests at the moment. And I am finding, well, I can just about fit those ones in. I'm finding it hard at the moment to find the energy for much of it. There's been a few that I've had to say no to because technically I could have done them, but I was just like, I know that that is going to be hard to fit in around daily life. And I just don't feel like right now I have enough spoons to push myself to do that. But I did accept one job, which I'm doing this week. And again, this has been a slight source of stress. I'm looking after this cat called Harry, who's a ginger cat, which is hilarious. But this Harry is about 12 and he's an absolute sweetheart. He is so lovely. And he lives quite nearby and it was only for a week. So I thought, you know, fine, I'll do that one. I probably won't do any others this month. So the people asked me to come round. Like sometimes people on the Cat in a Flat app that I get bookings from, you'll talk to them and they'll just book you straight away and then you'll go around and meet them afterwards. Sometimes people want to meet you before they book, which, you know, I totally get. So they'd sent an inquiry and I'd said I was free and they said, can you come over? So I went over and they hadn't at this point booked me. So I'm kicking myself because in retrospect, I kind of wish that after this visit, I had said, sorry, this one isn't for me. So I go there, get to the house and meet Harry, you know, go stroke him in their living room where he was all cozied up, looking very comfortable. And then they were like, right, if you'd follow us. And they led me through the house out to the back to a conservatory. And then they started talking through like where things would be. And they were like, so his food will be over there. And there's a tap there that comes out of the main house and all of this kind of thing. And I was thinking, hang on a second. Are they saying that I'm doing everything in this conservatory? So basically there's a conservatory on the back of their house. There's a cat flap in the conservatory. So the cat isn't trapped in the conservatory, but the rest of the house is locked off. Now, I get it. Like, I get that it is a weird concept to book a stranger to come into your house and look after your cat and give them keys to your whole house. I do get that. But equally, it's kind of, it's the nature of how it's supposed to work, because the point of this system is that you find someone you feel you can trust, who's got good reviews and been checked out and all that kind of thing. And then your cat gets to just basically live their normal life while you're away. Harry is not getting that. Harry only gets the conservatory and outside. And they said that he often goes to neighbours' houses, but so far he's always in the conservatory when I go there. So I just feel a bit sad for him, you know. It's February, it's cold. There's a heater in the conservatory, but it's only on when I'm there, obviously. And in fact, one day I forgot to turn it off and I had to go back. So now I'm reluctant to even turn it on in case I forget again. He's always in there, just seeming sad and clawing at the door to the house, because obviously he wants to get in and doesn't understand. I'm a bit miffed for myself, you know. It's things like they want me to spend lots of time with him, but, you know, I can't go to the toilet at their house because I'm locked off from that. I have to wash his things in cold water, which isn't very pleasant for me in February, and then just chuck the dirty water out in the garden. It's just, I don't know, it just makes me sad. And they're entitled to do that, but I kind of wish that they had said that that was the setup before they had me round, because after that they were like, oh great, we'll send you a booking request. And I think I had to mull over it a bit to realise how unhappy I was with the situation. But also I really struggle with standing up for myself in that sort of setting, to just say, look, thanks but no thanks, this setup isn't for me. I don't think I'm going to be comfortable in this cold conservatory doing all these things and with the cat not having access to anywhere. But I didn't, you know, and then they booked me, so I'm doing it now, and obviously doing the best I can by Harry this week, but I will not be accepting future jobs from them, because I just don't think that nicer way to treat your cat, you know? I mean, he's fine, don't get me wrong. No harm's coming to him, and I'm looking after him, and he's absolutely fine. But yeah, I just feel sad for him, you know? I feel like if they didn't want anyone to really have access to the house, maybe he would have been better off in a cattery. Whereas people who book me or people like me generally do it because they want their cat to just have their normal life. So yeah, that's been a bit sad this week. I'm a bit of a bleeding heart over these things. I'll be back over there later with my son. I asked if it was okay to take my son when I need to, because, you know, sometimes my husband isn't back from work until late. Oh, and that's the other thing. I have to do 2 visits a day, but it's February and I need to do both of them in daylight hours, because the first day I got in there and I was like, where's the light switch? And they were like, oh, sorry, the light switch is in the house. There is a teeny tiny little lamp that I could use, but it's not really light enough to, you know, do all the things I need to do in there. So this is part of what's got me annoyed. It's like, it's not actually set up as well as you seem to think it is for a cat sitter to manage with only this conservatory. So it's been annoying, but I'm finished in a couple of days. And I won't accept them again. And I've got another one, I think at the end of March is the next one I've accepted. I'm just trying to space them out a bit, because it's just, it ends up being like, it's a really fun part of my day, don't get me wrong. I love the cat sitting, but it's a lot to fit in some days, as I need to get up, pack any orders and things I've got, because I do that first thing every day, go sort the cat, and spend a good amount of time with them, then get my parcels to the post office, then come back and make my putty for the day. And I have to be quite strict with the timings of that, because I have to be done then in time to pick up my son. So yeah, it's all fine. I'm just whinging, but yeah, I'm in the fortunate position where I don't need to do the cat sitting. It's luxury money for me. It's basically a lot of my diamond painting fund. So yeah. Poor Harry. I took a grooming brush yesterday because I was stroking him and clouds of fur were coming off him, and I sent a video to his owner just to show him having a good stroke, and she said, oh, I left his brush inside, what a shame. So I said, shall I take mine? And she said, yes please. So I gave him a really good grooming yesterday, which he absolutely loved. He really is the sweetest old boy. My Harry is still loving the outdoor life. I said in a recent chatty video that he now goes outside because he started breaking out of the locked cat flap at night. So now we let him outside in daytime hours when he can be monitored with a GPS tracker on, so that I can keep an eye on him. And he can't get too far because I have it set to kind of warn me if he wanders too far. Sorry, I just had a pause then because I thought, oh, I've got the sound off on my phone, so I wouldn't have heard the alert if he'd gone too far. I really am quite neurotic and check on him a lot. I explained this last time that in the UK, it's really, really normal for people to let their cats out, because I know that isn't the case in all parts of the world. So I just want to explain that me letting him out is very, very normal and expected in the UK. But also I'm quite neurotic about it. Like, that cat is not allowed to wander far. And I go a bit nutty if he doesn't come in when I expect him. Yesterday, he managed to get himself stuck in a garden up the other end of our road. So like, you know, 8 houses down, and I knew exactly where he was because of the GPS. But he got himself stuck there for several hours, and they were out. And I knew he was fine because they were the house at the end of the road, so their garden backs up to an alleyway, so I could go right up to the alleyway and call him, and then he was meowing and he wasn't sounding distressed or anything. But they were out, so I couldn't go in and get him, and I thought, well, I mean, there obviously is a way that he can get back out again, but I don't think he knows where it is. And he was out in a rain shower, which, you know, he doesn't love. So I think he's learned a lesson today. So far, he hasn't wandered very far, and he's actually spent quite a lot of time inside. But yeah, eventually he figured it out, and then I was calling him and shaking treats and sort of tempting him all the way back down the road again. And he couldn't get out onto the main road where the cars were from any of those gardens either, which is handy. We live in a terrace, and the gardens are all enclosed. If you don't know what a terrace is, by the way, because I say that and then I realise not everyone actually has terraced houses. It's quite a UK thing. Basically, it's a row of houses that are all adjoined. So they don't stand individually. We're actually on the end. And then a lot of the houses have a house on either side. So there's no garden access through the house. So yeah, he can't get out basically, unless he comes down to our end. And then the GPS goes beep and I go fetch him. And he's very cross and confused about how I found him so quickly. But yeah, he's a happy boy. Absolutely balmy. He got into bed with me last night. Woke me up for snuggles, which is kind of annoying when I'm tired, but also, you know, adorable because I love him. And then just as I was drifting off to sleep again, he suddenly bit my hand. Thanks, Harry. Xander, my other cat, and Harry have been a bit scrappy recently too. Mainly because Harry won't leave Xander alone, but sometimes Xander's kind of getting a bit grumpy in advance now. He's just like, I am so done with you, kitten. But Xander's been a bit off his food recently. He's had a couple of bouts. I had to take him to the vet a couple of weeks ago because he wasn't eating much and it was like his mouth was hurting. Harry, he's come in again and he's causing chaos in the room behind me. Yeah, it was like his mouth was hurting. So we went to the vets and got some painkillers and stuff. But then it came back again the other day. And then I gave him the painkiller because the vet had said that that was okay to do. And after one day of that, he was fine again. So goodness knows what's going on. Honestly, cats are worse than children for giving you worries. If you're like me and you're a bit neurotic. Like my child can tell me what's wrong. The cat's not so much, so I get stressed. What else has been going on? I feel like I don't have a ton of stuff to chat about today. So it's good that this will be fairly quick because I'm whizzing through these. The shop being busy, as I mentioned. I just passed 5,000 sales in my Etsy shop today. I am so chuffed. And yeah, it's really been a busy month because it's not that long since I hit 4,000. So yeah, it has been chaotic this month and I am not complaining. But yeah, it's been busy. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway this weekend in my group. In fact, I'll say what it is because by the time this video goes up, I will have announced the giveaway on my group. So I always like to do giveaways when I hit milestones. And because this is a big milestone, 5,000, I'm going to do my biggest giveaway yet. So I was brainstorming what to do and chatting to a couple of friends. And I'm going to give away 4 different prizes. So one is going to be like a sort of 6-month subscription to get a putty per month, one a month, completely for free. And that's going to be, well, that's how it'll work in the UK. If an international person wins, then I will work something out with them where they get the equivalent value, but I probably can't just send one every month because international postage is obviously a lot more. And then I will give away a couple of vouchers for my shop. And the other thing I was going to do is give one person the chance to choose a putty. So to work with me to develop, well, not develop, but choose a scent that they would really like. And then I'll find out what options there are out there that I can buy as a fragrance oil. And they will get their putty made. And then I'll send them a free pack of it. So those are going to be the prizes. Now I really need to make sure that I do get that giveaway up before I upload this video. Because obviously the prizes are supposed to be a surprise until I do that. But yeah, feel free to join my Facebook group if you want to join in, because that will run through this weekend. And I'm excited. I love doing these. It's just part of the fun for me. So I'll see how that goes. I've got my Easter releases coming up next week. So I'm going to do a few new scents. There'll be limited editions and there'll be some cover minders. Oh, hi, Harry. Come here. Harry, come see your adoring fans. Oh, he's wandered down the other end of the table. Am I going the right direction? I've lost track now. Harry, come here. Hello. Oh, you're rubbing against my lights. Come here. Harry. Why is it you always come here when I don't want you to and now you're not coming? Hello. Come say hello. Oh. Did you know people much prefer my videos when you're in them? He is adorable. I do get it. I don't think Xander's ever come in a video of mine. He's too grumpy and old. Well, he's not even old, but he thinks he's old. He'll be 7 in April. But he acts like an old man most of the time. Oh, everything's got all muddled up now. I suppose that's my fault for encouraging him. What else have we been doing? How have I got all these that I don't know what they're from sitting on the table over here? I'm so bad at doing this neatly. My husband and I have been having some film nights recently. We got in one of those ruts where you just realise suddenly that you spend time together because you live in the same house together, but we're not properly spending time together enough because in the evening, you know, I'm quick to pick up my diamond painting. He's quick to go with his hobbies. So we're just trying to be a bit more conscious about spending time together. So we've had film nights the past couple of weekends, which has been fun. We watched Enola Holmes 2 one weekend because we watched the first one a while ago and really enjoyed it. I kind of didn't get what was going on for a lot of the second one, but then it did come together in the end and I understood. And it's not unusual for me to not get what's going on in a film, to be honest. And I did really enjoy it. It's very good. It's got that girl from Stranger Things. She called like Millie Bobby Brown or something like that. Now, I haven't actually watched Stranger Things, but I know it's very popular. And she's very good in it. And it's got... oh, what's his name? Henry Cavill. It's got Helena Bonham Carter. Anyway, lots of big names. It's a lot of fun. You should try it if you haven't already. And then last weekend we watched Wonka, which a friend had watched recently and said was really good, and I really fancied. My husband was a bit unsure on that one. I had to persuade him a little bit. And he said, oh, go on then, fair enough. And then we started watching and it instantly became apparent it's a little bit of a musical. And he was like, what? I didn't know. And most of it wasn't. But yeah, there was some songs in. He wasn't so keen on that part. But it was fun. It was a good film. We enjoyed it. So yeah, I'll have to think about what to watch this weekend if we have a chance. Because as I mentioned before, there's a few family things going on. Nothing major. I also really want to find time this weekend to set up my 3D printer for the shop. I bought it in the Black Friday sales because whilst my focus is always going to be putty for the shop, I think it's good to diversify where I can do that in a relevant way. And I have ideas like certain kinds of trays I would like to produce and other things, you know, hopefully not things that are just sold everywhere. You know, I would like to try and find ways to do my own designs, and I've been working on ways to line that up. In fact, I've made some progress in that area already. But I haven't actually set up the 3D printer and started working with it yet. So it's entirely possible I'll set it up and discover that the whole thing just isn't for me. But I like a challenge. However, it's sat there now since November. So yeah, I really need to crack on with it. I want to be able to offer like themed things as well, you know, accessories that match certain ones of my putties I thought would be fun. So for instance, just as an example, I sell a putty called Beneath the Stars, which is blue with silver, blue with silver glitter in it. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I could make a tray and some other bits and bobs in like a blue filament with silver glitter? And wouldn't you know, you can get filament like that. So I will have to explore and see how doable it is to do this, you know, for a few of the putties, because it's all very well doing it themed for one scent, but if I can't make it work for others, then that's not really, you know, a thing. But yeah, I'll have to see what I can do. There's so many brilliant shops out there doing good 3D products now. And I will definitely continue to try other shops. But also to try and put my own spin on things, you know, I don't want to be copying. So we'll see how it goes when I finally get it set up. I did open the box once. I got that far, and then I thought, I would really like my husband to help me with setting this up because I don't trust myself to do it right. So hopefully we'll get that done. We were going to do it last weekend, and then things got away from us somewhat. What's the time? Oh, I'm doing okay. I've still got 15 minutes. These have gone nice and smoothly. Like there's not really any static, and they're in Ziploc bags already. So it's easy to deal with the kind of the leftovers that won't fit in the pots. So it's pretty smooth. I'm actually still working on Cute as a Button at the moment because it's taking me a while. I think I just haven't found that much diamond painting time recently. But I'm not too far off finishing it. And then I think my little run of particularly small diamond paintings will be over because I've got a few under my belt, and that's what I wanted to do, to have a few satisfying finishes. And then I thought this one would be really fun to do next. And I'm hoping that I can get this one done in March, because then at the end of March, my friend Jan, who runs the DAC Fans UK Facebook group, which if you are a fan of DAC paintings and you live in the UK, I thoroughly recommend that you join. She is doing an event called the Spring Along-a-thon, I think, with just spring-themed paintings from Diamond Art Club, which has been giving us all no end of laughs because it seems... There is a spring-themed section on the Diamond Art Club website, and there are some fairly random things that fit into it. And yeah, at this point, she's if it's not like very clearly associated with another season, it's going to work for the Spring Along-a-thon, basically. I think I'm probably going to do Life of Tigers because that is in that section. I don't know why, and I've had it in my stash for a while, and I thought that one would be fun. So yeah, those are my next couple of diamond painting plans. Yeah, I did want to get a few more finishes under my belt. Thinking ahead to my year-end review video in April, when I'll have been diamond painting for 3 years, which is bonkers. I don't think I've ever done a hobby this consistently for this long. I did do cross-stitch for a number of years, but I wouldn't do it constantly. You know, like I never have a long break from diamond painting. If I'm away for a few days, then maybe. But other than that, I rarely go more than a day, really, without diamond painting. And often it's every day. So yeah, it's the hobby that's stuck. Okay, so there we go. Thank you very much for watching. If you are still with me at this point, because I am done. So thanks for sticking out with my rambling today. And yeah, do drop me a note in the comments. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know your news. I do love to hear from you all. And I don't know when I'll next do another chatty video, actually. It might be a little while because I've got a few other things coming up planned in March. But yeah, I'm sure I'll be filling you in on my rambly news again soon. So if you have liked this video, please consider dropping a like on it. If you are new to the channel or you just haven't yet subscribed and you've enjoyed what I've done, please consider doing that too. And I will hopefully see you again soon. Bye bye.